So to start this one out, I'm actually going to talk about actually Universal, which I haven't talked about since I went on my trip back in 2022. So it's been a long time since I've actually kind of talked about it, but it feels like a good time to kind of talk about it because we, believe it or not, are about like a month away from Epic Universe opening. And one of the big things that kind of happened this past week or a couple of days ago, last weekend kind of time frame, was a lot of media and content creators were down at Epic Universe kind of exploring the worlds and everything. And I kind of wanted to give my overall kind of thoughts of the upcoming theme park that's coming. Obviously, it's like the first time ever actually in my lifetime really seen a like theme park actually open before, like an actual like land, not just like a land or something like that, an actual like theme park opening, which is definitely very cool and everything. Definitely looks very grand. The whole park looks pretty big, it's spacious and everything. And unlike the Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios down in Orlando, Epic Universe itself seems like it could potentially be a couple day kind of thing where, and this is just me personally, but when I've gone in the past, I've always felt that it has this tendency to, Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, to kind of be almost like a day or even like a half a day. Like the last time I went down there, it was just for a day, and I was able to do almost everything in terms of that I wanted to do for both Islands of Adventure and Universal. But for experiencing everything at Epic Universe, it seems like you may need at least potentially 2 days to do that, which is definitely cool. They definitely put a lot of effort from what I've seen in like videos and stuff like that into making a great park. Obviously, it's going to be a long time before I'm actually able to experience it myself, so it's just kind of seeing it through a screen. I understand that seeing it through like a screen like this or watching a video is different than actually experiencing it in real life. But from what I've seen, some of the things that look pretty cool are obviously the lands themselves. They're definitely very themed. One of the areas that looks especially cool is the how to train your dragon area. I know it's more family oriented and everything, but the meet and greets and all the dragons that they were able to kind of create and everything were very cool and everything, and very cool looking. The area itself looks very calm and actually relaxing almost, versus other areas of the park where like I could see maybe like the new Harry Potter area or even the Super Mario World area can be maybe a little overwhelming, especially if you don't know those worlds. I can definitely see that being a potential issue. But especially with the Super Mario area, from what I kind of looked at videos, even though it looks a lot more spacious than it does in the Super Mario World and Hollywood, it still looks pretty condensed in. And if you're not already familiar with that world, I can see that being a bit of a overwhelming kind of factor, just to try to want to do everything and see what that land has to offer and everything. So I could see that being a bit of an I could see some people having a bit of an issue of that at first, but I'm sure especially if you're a fan of Mario and everything, that will just become natural kind of thing for children or whoever, or if you were a kid growing up with Super Mario and all those games and everything, and experiencing it again, and just kind of one of those things where you're trying to relive some of your childhood again in this world of Super Mario. It definitely looks very cool, but some caveats I kind of have with what I kind of saw was, even though none of the videos I saw they can't like record on any of the rides or anything. From what they said, or kind of said what those rides were, the thing that I kind of wasn't the biggest fan of, and what I always kind of have issues with Universal, is they always try to have their rides, even though a lot of them seem very interesting and very technologically great and everything, they always want to have some thrill factor to their attractions, which I feel could actually make it so that younger families and small children can't really enjoy the parks as much. Obviously, especially in Epic Universe, there's still areas that they can obviously enjoy and have fun at. Obviously, Super Mario World and How to Train a Dragon in that area are two big areas that families can spend most of their time in. But yeah, that's all I really kind of have on that, or obviously main characters in those areas too, which would be very fun for kids to see, especially if they're into How to Train Your Dragon or Super Mario, or if you're into like the horror things or the classic monsters in that area, that also seems was very cool themed and everything, because it almost made you feel like you were almost in that world. Obviously, I haven't actually been into that area, but just from an outsider's perspective, looking at the videos and everything, I can't wait to go down and experience it myself. But I feel like until it opens for probably a year out, it's going to be jam-packed all the time. Thankfully, again, like I mentioned at the beginning of this, it does seem like it's pretty spacious and we'll be able to accommodate all those crowds that are going to be going into experiencing one of the first theme parks to actually open in North America, or biggest kind of theme park to open in North America in quite some time.